York Comic Con. How's your con going?
Awesome, tiring.
I just got in last night. I'm just here for
Fresh and bright-eyed.
novelizing and animation. I go to a lot of cons. I've been once since I was 10.
So you have a foundation in comics and this kind of nerd fandom world where people kind of choose to dress up as their characters. They look up to these characters, try to emulate these characters. Was that a focus on providing such a positive image to allow kids to see diversity, gender inclusivity, and to find like heroism in a kind of a different way?
I'll let Sana take that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I love nerd culture. I love that it's such a unifying space, and I choose to focus on the unifying aspect of it.
100%.
That people show up cosplaying as their favorite characters. They really fundamentally love what these characters stand for and what they represent, and we want to make sure we continue to champion that, and that's really what Rising is about. Like, we have these fantastic characters that are truly, quote-unquote, diverse, as we say, but it is a cast that is extremely inclusive. It's brought in different kinds of people with different backgrounds, but also they're relatable. They're all relatable, so it doesn't matter what kind of race or gender they are. They just happen to be really like fun, quirky, heartfelt individuals that we think a lot of our fans love, and we want to continue to support these characters and tell big, great stories, because we do believe like the next generation needs these kinds of characters. They need characters that are just like them in every which way, not just looking like them, but acting like them, being like them, and then doing great and powerful things, because then maybe our audiences are going to go do great and powerful things themselves.
I live in Jamaica, Queens. It just looks like my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it's totally...
Well, that's the Marvel thing. It's the real world. It's the world outside your window. And if you're going to relate to a cast of characters, what's lovely is, yes, the diversity is important, so important. But when kids watch this, and you've observed them watching it, they don't rest on the diversity. They're more interested in the emotions and the relationships. But it is really nice for young people of color and young people of different backgrounds to see themselves reflected in the content and then connect emotionally with all the characters based on their personalities and attributes.
So Marvel's done a series of cartoons of late, in the Spider-Verse and the Avengers. What led to the creation of this team specifically?
Well, first of all, there's this, speak to the history of colors.
Okay,
And then I'll talk
let's
about
do
those.
it.
there you go. So, these characters have really, popped up in the last, whether it's the new characters or just sort of us doing, new iterations of characters that existed for a while. It's been around, it's popped up in the last, 10 years. People have gotten very, very excited about it. We also have, Marvel being a global brand in the last 10 years, so there's a lot more awareness of our brand, a lot more awareness of our characters, but specifically these ones, Ms. Marvel, America Chavez, Squirrel Girl, people are just like, oh my god, it's so amazing, I want more. When is there going to be more? And I was like, oh, that's a great question. When is there going to be more?
Well, and on top of that, so she's speaking to the success, which attracted a more diverse audience.
Yes.
And that audience was engaging with the movies, and nearly half the box office,
Right.
female audience. So there was an opportunity. The time was right to do something that was targeted to girls, but could be enjoyed by boys and audiences of all ages. And so we had all these characters that we're talking about publishing. We put them in front of girls, and it's not like we were driven by focus groups, but we want to see how they connected emotionally to the characters and which stories and relationships they wanted to see, and that helped inform our creative choices. And then we went out to writers and we had them pitch against this set of characters and how they would connect and how they would come together, and the conflicts and the friendships, which girls are especially interested in. And then the action adventure that both girls and boys want to see.
So it started with female fans.
To some extent, yeah.
This particular property.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
fantastic.
I feel like I channeled my 14-year-old son, when developing it, and specifically oh, who would they have a crush on? I'm like, what are they into?
Yeah.
Court also channeled his 14-year-old girl summer.
I'm still a 14-year-old girl.
That's why you're wearing Spider-Man.
I almost wore my Squirrel Girl ears, but I'm going to let Milana wear them.
Oh, they're so great.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
So as co-creator of Kamala Khan, what was most important for you to capture in this adaptation?
Man, that's a really good question. Making sure that people really understood the essence of what she was all about, like her sense of sweetness, her sense of hope, her sense of humor, like the fact that she was a little awkward. I hope that people would come to this iteration, this character, and see themselves regardless of what their background was, whether they were a boy or girl, black, white, brown, whatever. I hope that people would really say, oh, I see myself in Ms. Marvel. And also having like just a touch point to her family life, which we were able to do, was a lot of fun. But you know, I feel very lucky that you know the people like the court wanted to include her in this animation, in this project, and that people wanted more content with her. And I think everybody's true. I think the essence of what's in the comic books are very much here in the story.
But her world grows here because, I mean, she has so many wonderful, what I call Peter Parker attributes in terms of being relatable and being a kid just like you that you can connect with, that this stuff happens to, and you have to balance it all. But making her the POV character through which we enter this world was really awesome in terms of what she can represent for the next generation of Marvel fans.
So we know we have some more coming, Ironheart and Blue Spider. Do you have plans? Do you have plans for more? And what heroes can you tease? What we might see in some of those?
I'm not allowed to say. I'm sorry, but there is going to be more announcements. I'm allowed to say that. But it's very exciting to see how Riri interacts with the team. There's a lot of unresolved stuff with Exile, and so seeing Boo Stewart come back and see what happens to that character, who was a complex character from the feature length. And then there's a lot more stories to tell.
We've given you so much already.
There's so many characters.
It's so great. We want more.
What are you most excited? What are you most excited for the audiences to see?
I think my favorite story is actually the upcoming Chasing Ghost story, because that even more sort of represents positive messaging in terms of you don't have to do it on your own. You have peers, and they may be different from you, but if you come together, you're that much stronger individually and then collectively. The things that you can do to make the world a better place are exponential. And so she learns that lesson, and even the team needs to learn that lesson. And so that's very much the message of Chasing Ghosts. So excited for that. Plus, Dove Cameron and Boo Stewart with all of this cast, and it's really exciting.
The Ironheart story is also really fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really, we have a lot of great stories, but I think it's going to come down to the friendships and the characters playing off of one another. Squirrel Girl and Kamala, and the music is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's so
expect
great.
more music.
Yeah.
The pop music in the feature length was, I think, really helped in terms of relatability and excitement and emotion. And so expect more.
Yeah.
Get a quick picture together, guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.